Oh, I guess I should take the banner off, huh? That'd be good. There we go. That's better. Hit the wrong one. Sorry, folks. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Jeff,
Hello.
how's it going?
Well, we're not off to a very good start, but
That's all right.
there we go.
It
Yeah.
could be worse.
That's how you know it's live.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll
No
do it
slide.
live.
Although I don't
There
know
we
why anyone think this would be like pre-recorded, but
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. See, the people are starting to trickle in. So if you have any comments or anything, just toss them into the comments there. If it's Facebook or YouTube. I almost forgot where else we were streaming. My brain. I need more coffee, apparently.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, I'll throw it to you, Kim. So you'll probably do better.
I'll
Started.
see. You've already set me up to fail.
Yeah, don't mess this up.
I'll try not to. All the pressure. Okay, so anyone who's joining us for the first time, or if you have been here for multiple episodes, we basically do a question every broadcast where we ask the viewers something, ask you to put the answer in the comments. And what that does is put your name into a drawing for some Inventory Lab swag, which we always do at the end of the broadcast. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. So this is going to be a two-parter, so pay attention. You have to answer both parts to get into the swag drawing. Okay, so that's really important. I'm going to ask 2 questions, and you got to answer both questions for your name to be eligible, okay? So we're definitely going to make you work for it today. First question, and just go ahead and, again, put your answer in the comments with Q1 ahead of it, okay? So Q1, if we were to revamp our current velocity report, what data would be important for you to see on a restock report? Okay, so that's the first part. And well, wait a minute. What's the Jeff? What's the second part?
Oh, we have to wait for that.
I see one. I see one part.
Yeah, you have to wait for that. It's at the end of your next segment. Then you'll know.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we're gonna have a. So that'll be the
I'm gonna make
two-parter.
sure we
Okay.
could keep them separated. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
live. You never know, and that's what I get for not proofreading the entire way through. Okay, so just to recap, and I'm sorry for any confusion. Again, we're going to have a 2-part question. You're going to answer part 1 now to be eligible for the drawing, and then I guess later you'll answer part 2 to be eligible fully. Okay. So once again, part 1 question. If you put Q1 ahead of it, ahead of your answer, so just put Q1 in the comments and then your answer to this question. If we were to revamp our current velocity report, what data would be important for you to see on a restock report? Okay, and again, we'll get to the second part of that a little bit later. And as always, we draw the winners' names at the end of the broadcast.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, pretty. Who made that?
I don't want to go to that thing. No thanks.
No thanks.
So that's our velocity report there, in case you were wondering what that was.
Yeah. And that question is so timely, as you guys will see a little bit later when I do my Kim's Corner piece.
Which
see, it all
actually
comes together. See how it all comes together? Love it.
And let me get a little drum roll here. It's time for Kim's Corner.
We're going right into it. Well, thank you, sir.
It. Yeah. Oh, Kim. Kim.
What?
Calling me sir is like putting an elevator in an outhouse. It don't belong. See if anybody guesses that one.
Probably not. Well, I don't know. See, I think by now they're on to us, even if they don't understand.
They probably are.
I mean, because the answer never changes. What movie is that from, you guys? Okay. They know.
We're so transparent.
It's okay. We still have fun. All right. So, so hello, everyone. Again, welcome to Kim's Corner. This is the segment of the show where I talk about using Inventory Lab, what I'm learning, some interesting e-commerce stuff, really just anything that pops into my head. So today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I just know you're all really excited about: reports. I mean, who doesn't love a good report? Am I right? So really scintillating stuff here. But if you use IL, I think this will interest you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a very specific, and it's still fairly new report that's available in IL, what it's for, how it can help you in your business. It's not going to be an exhaustive or all-inclusive list of everything it can do, but I did want to focus on its purpose and its key functions. And as we mentioned in the question, it all ties in, see? This is the velocity report that I'm going to be talking about. And as I mentioned, it is pretty new. I think we might have even featured it in one of the IL newsletters, but don't hold me to that. And besides having a really cool name, the velocity report is actually a really useful tool. This report will help you when you have items on hand that you replenish on a regular basis so that you can avoid being out of stock or overstocking your inventory. So if we want to go ahead and take a look at it. All right, cool. So, all right. So when you go to your main page, if you go to the reports tab menu and pull down the options, the velocity report is going to be the 6th option down. All right. And when you click on that, you'll see this. Did you click on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is what you're going to see. All right.
Since it's our test account, it doesn't have
right. I was going to say it's not going to look like any of your accounts, of course. So and one really cool feature of Inventory Lab is that if you see all these available reports and you have no idea what they're for, there's that blue hyperlink on the upper left that says, how do I use this? And that will bring you right to the support article about that specific report. Because I mean, I know that's especially when you're new to something, you can see all the things that are available to you, but might not have any idea how they're actually useful. So that's a really cool feature, I think. All right, so when you look at the velocity report, you can see it provides you with all kinds of information about each item, including the MSKU, how many are on hand, how many are inbound, the supplier, lead time, etc. And if you look at the column that says days remaining without safety stock, that tells you which items are overdue for replenishment, which items still have some time left, and which items have had no sales at all. And you can also set the lead time and when you should be replenishing your inventory by. So you can change some of these headings. So for instance, generally you would use the days remaining without safety stock for like slow moving or seasonal items. And if you'd rather see the days remaining with safety stock, you can just go up to calculation and pull that menu down and choose that option instead. Okay. If you want to assign a lead time for an item or change an existing one, you'd go up to your inventory tab. Then you'd click on either FBA or merchant, depending on how the item is fulfilled. And then once you see your items, you can click on the hamburger icon, the 3 dots in the upper right corner, and choose how you're viewing your inventory. So it's always going to default to standard view, but you can change that because you want to make sure you're using a view that actually includes lead times as a visible column. So if you don't already have a view that includes lead times as a column, you can use the Manage Custom Views option, and then you can choose lead time as one of the columns that will be displayed. And just make sure you save the changes or you have to do it all over again. And then after that, if you go back into the hamburger menu, you'll see your new custom view as an option. And then once you go back to your inventory, you'll be able to edit the replenish lead time field in each MSKU. Okay. So a couple of things you should also be aware about with the velocity report. It syncs with Amazon every 6 hours. So if you add a new lead time or you change one, you're not going to see the changes until the next sync happens. And again, the report was really designed just for items that you regularly replenish, not necessarily for all of your inventory, especially if you have a large number of items you're selling. Using the velocity report to track everything is probably going to cause you some performance issues. So that's not recommended. And whatever view you do choose will be the default view that pops up the next time you open the report. So if you have any questions for us specifically about the velocity report, go ahead and put them in the comments section, search our support portal, or reach out to our awesome support team. And now, you guys, now it's the second part of that question. So if you want your name entered into our IL swag drawing at the end of the broadcast, you needed to answer the first question that we posed earlier, and then you need to answer the second question, okay? Make sure, I love the drum roll. Make sure for this answer, you put Q2 ahead of your answer and then your actual answer. So the question is, would seeing the average, current, or a range of highest to lowest buy costs be most beneficial when making restock buying decisions? Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. Put your answer in the comments with the words Q2 in front of it. Would seeing the average, current, or a range of highest to lowest buy costs be most beneficial when making restock buying decisions? So just go ahead and put the answer in comments. And if you answered both those questions, your name will be entered into the drawing.
Making them work today.
Yeah, I know. You guys came here thinking, oh, it's just going to be a webinar, but no,
It's going to be easy.
they're making you do stuff. But yeah, you know what? School's back.
Yeah.
So everybody's got to
Put in that work. Yep.
That's right.
All righty. Well, let's see. Don't have much for product updates. Although actually, I think we do, don't we, Andrea? I forgot to add this.
Product updates.
We just had an update come through. As far as imports. So when you import, you're going to be able to import tags.
That's right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you'll be able to import tags into your FBA
Nice.
merchant. And there will be some the ability to edit your notes as well when you're looking at a particular item here. So you'll be able to edit the notes that you've put in here instead of before. I think it was once they were there, you could only add new ones. And now once you add a note, you can edit it. So, and then that'll show up on the page. The last one will show up on the main page. So that should be next week. And then again, if you ever want to see a webinar, just go up to the resources and select webinars, and then it takes you right to the on-demand webinars as well as the live ones. So
there are a lot of webinars, super
There are.
helpful, especially if you're newer to our, if you're newer to the Inventory Lab platform, definitely the webinars, that's where you want to start, honestly.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
How cool. That's such a cool feature too, isn't it? You can just go right in the software and just find a webinar. I love that.
Watch it where I want, when I want. All right. So my favorite part of the show.
It's going to be even better next month.
From support.
Oh, yeah. All right, Andrea, what do you got for us today?
Yeah, so starting off with Tales from Support, we've had a few tickets. There's of people opening up tickets saying their fees look off in Inventory Lab, or when they're comparing inventory, what they have in Inventory Lab to what they have in Seller Central. Now, the best way to see what your fees will look like is by using the Amazon FBA Calculator. Now, this is directly in Seller Central, and here you can check any ASIN, I think it's usually by ASIN is how you search. There's a few different ways. Keywords, okay. And then after you enter in the, they might prompt you to enter in the dimensions, but here you can use the FBA calculator to see if it's more beneficial to use Amazon fulfillment or to do merchant fulfillment. And this is built directly into Seller Central. So you can do it all on that side. But here it will let you, there you go. There's the pretty graph that comes with it. So you put your item price in, which is your what you paid for your buy cost. That's the item price is the buy cost, not the list price. I'm sorry. No, that's incorrect. The item price is going to be the list price. So after you enter in your list price, Amazon will spit out some selling on Amazon fees, and you can look between your fulfillment, merchant fulfilled, or FBA. And then you can add in shipping as well if you're doing FBA, merchant, and ship to Amazon, right? That you can put in all of your accounting information, well, all of your information here, and you can see, you can kind of gauge what your ROI is going to be by using this calculator, or your net profit. And all you do is punch in that information, click the calculate button, and you'll come out with a pretty accurate quote, I would say.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jeff? Like from being a seller yourself, like what do you think of the FBA calculator?
Yeah, it works pretty well. And it also works to kind of check what you're seeing in Inventory Lab. So if you see something really weird, maybe there's some figure in there like sometimes the weight is entered wrong. So you can go to the calculator here and double check it. Because we're just pulling that stuff from Amazon. So if you see something wrong, say, I can I'll copy that ASIN and go to Scout. Or this information is what you'd see when you're listing it as well. Pretty much the same info. But if you see something that's really off, and you're not making any money and you think you should be, you can come to Scout, put the ASIN in and see what the fees are here. And then if it looks off, then you can go to the Amazon calculator. Okay, what's Amazon showing? If it's different, then yeah, open up a ticket. But if it's the same, then it's something Amazon would have to fix. I think that's what I use it mostly for. But
right, and you kind of have to take certain things into account too, like the monthly storage fee. That's something that you can customize on in Scout as well as on the FBA calculator. But you just hit the little gear button, and then you can enter in your sales tax rate, your discount rate, estimated storage time, and then also your FBA shipping rate. So that's another good, information. That's some more information to have that that you can add directly into Scout. But it's pretty comparable to the FBA revenue calculator. The only time is sometimes the Amazon catalog makes some updates, and it might take a little, the catalog, as it gets updated, it gets reported to us. We have access through the API. And sometimes, usually the most common thing that I've seen is if they update the size category for the item. Sometimes they do that through the catalog, and it takes a second for it to get updated on the Inventory Lab side. That's just, we reflect whatever Amazon sends us. That's pretty much what it is. That's how the catalog works. So,
the other thing, and you mentioned it a little bit ago, was the dimensions, because if you get a dimensions notification for something you put into your batch, and you put it into the batch, Amazon is supposed to take that information that you put in through Inventory Lab, and they're supposed to accept it. And if it's been a while since you've added that to the batch and they're still not accepting the dimensions, you can actually go here, put in the ASIN and see if it's been accepted. And if it hasn't, you'll see this little modal here. And that means that Amazon still hasn't accepted it. And so you have to do the workaround, which is in the help center of our articles. So that's a good another way to check, just to make sure Amazon's getting the info. A lot of times it doesn't work through the batch, and it's nothing that we're doing. We're sending the information, but Amazon isn't accepting it for some reason. So
yeah, that's mostly what it is.
I'd like to think that Amazon's at fault all the time, but they're not always. But
not always. Sometimes they just, don't update us right away. That's usually what it is they're a little slow to letting us know that something is changing. So But yeah, the Amazon, the FBA, the Amazon Revenue Calendar is awesome. It's an awesome tool. It helps you figure out exactly if it's a good purchase or not.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I was
I'll have
looking
to do
for a
some
direct link,
research.
but I just saved it. I think you can probably find it if you just search.
Yeah, it's really strange to find a direct link. I send this a lot in tickets. And you have to be
Oh, yeah,
signed
there it
in,
is.
of course, to Seller
Yeah.
Central to access the revenue calculator. So
Well, there you
yeah,
have it.
beautiful.
Let's see. Another question that has come up is actually pretty frequently is hitting your storage limit in Amazon. And what that does is it prevents you from creating your shipments. So you'll be on the batch page. And actually, I have a little video. So let's just play that and you'll see what happens.
More contracts, dude? What the fuck?
Oh, what was that?
Sounded like Zach.
Yeah. Well, it is live.
That it is.
It is live.
Whoops.
I don't think that was Zach. I think that was actually another clip that I was playing.
That's what I say. It sounded like,
And
yeah,
it got
movie clips.
recorded. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, see, I was using a new tool today and it recorded for some reason. But let me see if I can just download this. I tell you. Anyway, I won't show that, but I'll show you a screenshot here. Let me work on the screenshot and we'll come back to this. If you want to we'll just switch to Amazon News. How about that?
All right, moving on to Amazon News. So there are a few updates. Amazon has now launched in Egypt. All right, so Egypt is the only country in Africa now with Amazon. They do have FBA available, but not Prime yet. So this is considered the fifth country in the Middle East to have Amazon FBA, along with Turkey, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Israel, Palestine. So they all have FBA available, but not Prime. However, if you spend a minimum of $22 through Amazon, you do get free shipping. And the bigger cities in Egypt as well, they offer same-day shipping. So it's pretty interesting. Egypt is Amazon's smallest market to launch yet. And as far as being the first country in Africa to launch Amazon, Amazon is present in a few other African countries. However, it's just Amazon Web Services, so there aren't any stores or anything like that you can purchase. The other thing is there's a big competitor in Africa in 12 different countries. They use something called Jumia. It started in Nigeria, and that is their Amazon Alibaba equivalent. Now, the cool thing about Jumia, though, is that it offers features like it allows the customers to pay for items upon delivery. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I don't think we do COD here at all anymore, do we?
No.
Wow.
I mean,
I haven't heard of that in a long time. Yeah.
Right.
I've never even heard of this. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's called Jumia, Jumia. Started in Nigeria. So it's pretty cool, They're the biggest competitor for Amazon right now in Africa, but they're getting their start there with Egypt. So
they really are taking over the world, aren't they?
They are. Now they're on, I think that makes all continents except for Antarctica, right? You know what? I bet there is some FBA in Antarctica, maybe, probably not. But be there soon. So yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool that Egypt now has, FBA. That's super cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah, and although Prime's not available, the free shipping, the $22 or over. And if you're not in one of the big cities, it's 1 or 2 business days for 1 or 2 days for shipping. So still not
That's not
bad,
bad.
even though it's
Yeah.
not Prime.
Really good.
Yeah. All right. Another news piece that we have is a reminder for everyone: the Accelerate 2021 conference is now open. And since this is a free conference, you can register online right now. The website is amazonaccelerate.com. So this is hosted annually. Some of you might have been there. You might have gone to other conferences in the past. It's hosted by Amazon for the seller community. And it also features keynote announcements. So they'll probably be making some, updates to Amazon, for the sellers to, follow. So I think it would be worthwhile to attend.
Yeah. Free. I mean, doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Free and virtual. So you don't even have to leave your house. You can just be in your pajamas and you can.
I think they used
Go
to
to the
charge for
Accelerate.
this when it was in person, if I recall correctly, but no, this is even better.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, they're going to tell you about the newest products and services that Amazon's going to be launching to support seller success. And it's, free and virtual this year. So it's open to all sellers who are interested in taking their business to the next level. And the conference is October 20th through the 21st. So get signed up today at amazonaccelerate.com. Super useful.
You do that very well. You do that very well.
Maybe I was a car salesman in a different life.
There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
No, you're not sketchy. So
Yeah, true. I used to sell cars, so
you did.
maybe that's what you mean. I'm sketchy. Come on.
That makes sense. I can see that.
No, I used to buy them at auctions and then fix them up and then sell them. So I wasn't like,
Did you lure them?
Working
Did
on
you
it.
lure customers in with your dad jokes?
I did sometimes.
You did. See, I'm telling you, we need to make that part of our broadcast. At least one dad joke. I mean, if you're gonna do it, we might as well share it with
Go
everyone.
out. Yep.
You can tell one that you've already talked about with us. Come on, you had some good ones.
Okay. Let's see. Well, do you know what a baby computer calls his father?
What?
Data.
Oh
Get it?
Oh,
Data. DATA.
Oh my goodness.
And just a quick tip for everybody: just never trust matter. They make up everything. So.
Oh, hold on. The viewers are getting in on it.
Oh,
Why was the
more
bike
dad
on
jokes?
the side? It was too tired.
There you go.
Oh
I can see
Well
this
done.
evolving quickly.
Well done, Walter. I love it. All right.
Should we do a reminder of the swag questions?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. Let's do a reminder of this. Like I said,
We're about the halfway point.
Go off the track really quickly.
It's going to keep going. We could do you guys could do dad jokes for hours, I'm sure.
Seriously. Look at Walter's already like adding on top of his other.
There we go.
It had no body to go with it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay. So hold on. I don't even know where I am. Okay. First question for a chance to enter your name into our swag drawing is, and you would just put Q1 ahead of your answer. And the question is, if we were to revamp our current velocity report, what data would be important for you to see on a restock report? And then the second question, and you would just put Q2 in front of your answer, is would seeing the average, current, or a range of highest to lowest buy cost be most beneficial when making restock buying decisions? So if you answer both of those questions in the comments, you'll have a chance to enter our drawing.
There we go. And
I'm
I
gonna
think I
post
fixed
those.
my my issue with the video. So
Oh,
dare
Okay,
we
good.
try again?
sure. Because
Good
Walter's
luck.
killing me. He's killing me.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to switch back to Tales from Support, but this was about hitting your storage limit. So the storage limit, why it happens, Amazon sets the storage limits in your account. So you can go to, let's see, your account, and at the very bottom, there'll be kind of minimized. So if you go to the, I believe it's performance, where's the reports? Oops. Okay, I know that. The inventory performance and then the dashboard. So if you go there, you can go to the performance tab, and at the bottom, you'll see your little limits here. So Amazon limits how much you can send in, and sometimes that fluctuates depending on your performance index, but also maybe the time of the year, like Q4, that can change things up. But what happens is when you hit that limit while you're in Inventory Lab, Amazon sends a little message back. So let's, fingers crossed.
Um,
So you see that little error, and that means that you can't create that shipment. And so what it means is you have to backtrack. So if you've already created shipments, and if you've done box contents through the shipments window, which is not the correct way to do it, but if you create maybe 2 of the 3 shipments, let's say, and they're working, and you come down here and you do box contents for this, um, that's really not the proper procedure because then your batch will stay open when you're done, which we've talked about in previous episodes. So one way to avoid this and make it less of a hassle to do is when you're at this page, the proposed FBA shipments page, you'll have several shipments here. You want to create them all right from here before you do any kind of box contents. And once box contents are, or once your shipments are created, then you click on the enter box contents button because it's at the shipment creation stage where you're going to get that error. So if you were to create a couple shipments, not see that error, and then go down to your shipment and add box contents, do all that work, and then you want to create your last one, then you could get hit with that error. And then by then you have to then, to fix it, you have to delete all your shipments in Seller Central, come back here, click the sync shipments button to remove them here. Then you'll have to close the batch, click on the hamburger icon and close it. Once it's closed, you have to go to close batches. This takes sometimes a bit. Okay, it didn't take that long. So then you have to go open up the batch and then restore it. And then you have to edit out the items that are causing the issue. And then you can process it again and create your shipments. Now you have to do the same even if you don't do box contents, but it's a lot less, it's time saving because you won't have wasted all that time doing your box contents. So always create all of your shipments. You have to create them all anyway per Amazon. Create them all. And if you can't create them all and you get that error, then it's only, all you have to do then is just delete the shipments and then restore the batch after closing and restart. A lot better than having to then re-enter all of your box contents. So, and we do have something planned in a future upgrade to help with this. So I don't have all of the details yet, but part of it is going to be, we don't get that information from Amazon as far as your storage limits until you go over. So you're going to have to enter in your storage limits. And so that would require you to make sure you're aware of what they are here and enter them from here into your Inventory Lab account. But we'll have more information once the update is released. So hopefully soon, in the near future for sure, we'll get that out. But
Yeah, that would save so much time. I mean, I know it's not ideal, but it's the only way that we can work with Amazon at the moment, you know?
yeah,
So,
kind of a pain. We understand where our hands are kind of tied. So, all right, now, quick tips. Andrea, what do you got for us?
Your shipment is locked. This happens.
Oh,
What are you
no.
supposed
Oh
to
no!
What are you supposed to do when your shipment is locked? And what does it mean? So you get this if you get the dreaded shipment in locked status message or the invalid status change error. What does this mean? This error happens when there are changes made in Seller Central to a shipment and it no longer matches what we are showing in Inventory Lab. However, whenever you run into this error, there is a very simple fix. All you have to
So
do
easy.
is click it's so easy. And I think this button deserves more recognition than it gets.
Yes.
But the sync shipments button will automatically sync what you have in Seller Central and what you have in Inventory Lab. So if you have any, shipments that you just closed or finished, and it's still showing up under your working shipments in Inventory Lab, just clicking that sync shipments button, it's going to make it go away because it's done. You're done with it. So get it out of here.
Simple fix. That's probably one of
Simple
the
fix.
easiest fixes, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Speaking of shipments, though, what also can happen is sometimes, for whatever reason, Seller Central, they'll decide to close one of your shipments. Maybe they'll cancel it. Anything can happen over there, and especially in Q4, we seem to see a lot more of this, but they'll change the status of your shipment. And so you'll come in, you want to work on your shipment, and you'll see that my shipment is gone. What happened? And you look over in Seller Central, and it's been, maybe it's completed or some weird status, and you haven't shipped it out. This one's a bit trickier because Seller Central, you'll actually have to create a ticket with them, give them the shipment ID, and have them restore the status. And as long as they haven't changed the status to closed, canceled, or deleted, once they put that shipment back in working status in Seller Central, you can click Sync Shipments again, the magic button, and it'll show back up here so you can continue with your box contents. But if they change it to one of those statuses, then the only option is once it's restored is to go into Seller Central to do your box contents. And that may involve starting over with the batch. But if you're not providing box contents through IL, then you can just continue working on it in Seller Central. But that's that. That's another good use. If Amazon doesn't mess it up too bad. But anyway, I think I'll leave off that last one. So we can go right into Kim's next segment, which is Books Keep Buzz.
Sure. So if any of you follow us, if you go on the website, we have a lot of blog posts, and Cindy Thomason over at Books Keep is one of our partners. We work with her. She sometimes writes guest blogs for us, and then she just always has a lot of really great information right on her Books Keep website. Cindy's definitely been a friend of ours, and we really like having her around, working with her, like I said, because of all the great information that she provides. So this particular blog post is called How to Prepare Your Amazon PPC for a Profitable Q4. So now this actually was provided to Books Keep by a guest blogger, Laura McCall, who's the co-founder of Sponsored Profit. And it basically talks about, obviously Q4 is the most lucrative time of the year for most people. And in 2019, Amazon generated total net sales of $87.44 billion just in Q4, which is astounding. So obviously, this is a time when it's crucial that you prepare your Amazon PPC for the holiday insanity. So basically, in this blog post, they give you a whole plan of action, a whole strategy to get ready for Q4. So she gives you the 3 reasons for planning your Q4 PPC now, which includes higher ad costs. As far as testing data, this is the time to do it. As she mentions, the longer you run your PPC campaigns, the more data you collect. So you're going to want to know what keywords you need to use to get the biggest bang for your buck, because especially when you're doing advertising. So you can focus your ad dollars on the top performers to make sure that, like she says, you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. This is not the time to start testing new keywords or running research campaigns. It's just too busy, and you'll get kind of left behind. And she says the number 3 reason is to maximize your sales. So obviously, if you want to make the most of all of this traffic and all the customer demand, you would want your ads to be visible 24/7. So, and she recommends that, if you plan correctly, it'll support an always on campaign. So anytime there's anticipated sales, you're ready to go. And then she outlines a simple 6-step plan for preparing your Amazon PPC for a profitable Q4, including setting up and testing holiday campaigns, optimizing your listings for clicks and conversions, getting super focused to avoid wasting money, and identifying your best keywords to maximize sales. So she's saying, start all this at the end of October. She said, as far as, you can use the 80-20 rule, which the 80-20 rule states 80% of output or results comes from 20% of input or action. So basically she's saying you'll notice about 20% of the search terms that you would use for advertising are driving about 80% of your revenue. And then she, actually there's 2 more steps. She says, set break-even bids to avoid losing money, again, starting at the end of October. And same thing with step 6, you would want to set up a budget to support always on campaigns. So there's a lot of really great information in this blog post. So you can check that out on your own. We'll go ahead and provide the link so you guys can read through the whole thing. But again, a lot of really great information. Definitely check out Bookskeep if you have a chance. Not just for the blog, but like I said, Cindy Thomason provides a lot of really great information to help you manage your e-commerce business.
A little bit of info. We may be able to get Laura on the next edition of OpenLab. So
no kidding.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, either next in 2 weeks or month or 4 weeks. So seeing if that'll work with her schedule, so she can go through these and allow for some questions and things. So,
that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. Speaking of questions,
yes,
like that segue.
It's that time. Yeah, I did like that segue. All right,
Q&A.
Okay, let's see.
Do it.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so I think we had a few questions that were specifically related to the velocity report. So Nate wanted to know, with Q4 coming, would it be best to add safety stock to all replens?
Gosh, I would think so, because that'll keep you from running out of stock, or at least help in that, give you a jump start. Because you don't want to run out of stock in Q4, especially if you have the buy box. That would be bad.
Right, especially with seasonal stuff.
Yeah, and I think that also affects your performance index in Seller Central too. If you're running out of stock and don't get it restocked in a timely manner, I think that can affect that. So I would think you'd want to have safety stock on.
I think, just as an aside too, one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but the seasonal stuff this year seems to be missing from a lot of stores. So if you go into any of the big retailers, Walmart, Target, what you're going to see, at least what I'm seeing in New York, is now typically as soon as back to schools are, so basically as soon as the 1st of September hits, you see all the back to school stuff is on clearance or just back in the regular departments, and all of a sudden all the Halloween stuff is out. Well, this year I've noticed that it took them weeks later than usual to put out Halloween stuff. And when you go into the department where all the seasonal stuff is, you're seeing a ton of empty space on the shelves. But if you go to those retailers online, a lot of them have stock online that you're not seeing in the stores. And even the online stock is just, I mean, when I've been looking for like Halloween decorations, I mean, even online, a lot of them are out of stock. So I would say having that safety stock, if you can if you can do that, I think that would be probably the best way to go. Have you guys noticed that? Have you been in a lot of stores lately, or?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
kind of
just
a
actually
hermit.
went to Target today. I
Yeah.
went to Target today, and it was
Yep.
very strange.
It is really, really strange to see. And I've been kind of, looking online for answers. I'm like, why are there, I don't understand, there are certain holidays that there's going to be a high demand. Christmas is one,
Oh,
Halloween is another big, huge one, especially for decorating. But
yeah.
I can't seem to find any. I know that there, in the time of COVID, these shortages of all different things can hit at any time. And it seems like that's really what's going on. I had heard something about there maybe being a plastic shortage or, some kind of issue with plastic. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it changes from month to month.
That's what the common excuse is right now: supply chain shortages for
Right.
something that they're, and no matter
I'm
where
not
you
really
go.
finding out a whole lot of
Which is-
information. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I go to Culver's and I can't get my spicy buffalo chicken tenders for some reason. Not until
no.
they're back in back in stock in the fall. So something supply
Isn't
chain,
it
and
already the
I'll
fall?
buy it. It is, but yesterday
fall?
officially, I think, was the first day.
Oh, okay.
Officially, right? I'm not sure. I think it was yesterday.
Wait, a fall?
I never keep track.
I think it's the 20th.
I'm sorry. No,
Oh.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the 20th. It was
20th, yeah.
Yesterday was Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh, okay. Well, I think
was
as
the
far as
first
most
day.
of us are concerned, Labor Day is fall. That's it. As soon as it's Labor Day, it's fall. I don't care what the calendar says.
I can't wear white anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still having 80
Are you going to
degree
be able
days
to
here,
hold
but-
out for 4 more days, Andrea?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Okay, so Walter has more of a comment than a question. He says, we still need the ability to have negative inventory entries to track sales on other platforms, damage items, etc., so we can track inventory and costs all in one. Any comments on that?
Well, if you have those items listed in your unlisted inventory, you can keep track of them. So if you have them listed here, if you were to adjust the remaining quantity, like say it was damaged or something like that, you can go here, click this little eye, and it opens up this ledger. So you could add or remove, and if you removed, you could do an adjustment note and note how many, and then that would deduct that number. And I do know that the developers are looking into then when that happens, automatically creating an entry in your other expenses to log the buy cost for you. But currently you have to then take that cost, go to other expenses under the accounting tab, and then add that entry to keep track of that buy cost so that you can track the depletion. Or if it's a sale and you want to decrease the amount, you can put in the sale info and then put that under other income. But yeah, we're working on adding that capability so it's automatic, especially, like you mentioned, other marketplaces or like eBay, something like that. So you can do it now, but it's more manual, but at least you have a ledger there on your unlisted inventory to keep track of that.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
it looks like Walter has a follow-up too for the unlisted thing.
Okay.
See here, he said,
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. But adjusting it throws off your record keeping, and that only works in unlisted inventory, not the stuff that is already listed. So your inventory that's listed is only on, the US Amazon market. So a lot of our sellers, what I notice is they use unlisted inventory for items that are unlisted on Amazon US only. So they will do it this way by updating the ledger through unlisted inventory. So that's a good way that's pretty much the best way to keep, track your records. And then, on the ledger line, you can put an order, as much detail as you want about the order, or, disposal or anything. So yeah. And, which marketplace you sold it on. So yeah, the unlisted is for, it's a really good use for multi-channel platform orders for sure. So yeah, damage from eBay or order ID something from Etsy, So that's what I see. That's what a lot of sellers do for their workflow. And right now, that's what we have. We know that people want multi-channel, orders. So it's there, we know about it, but right now, unlisted inventory is the best way, I'd say, to track those multi-channel orders. So.
Okay. All right. And Train Watcher Don says, "Hi guys, are notes just an IL or does that go to my Amazon Seller Central?"
Yeah, so when you list an item on the list and prep page into a batch, those notes, scroll down here. These notes on the condition notes, they don't allow them for new items, obviously, but if you were listing something else in a different condition, this was something from unlisted inventory, so I can't adjust it, but you could put these condition notes and those would transfer to Amazon, but the notes, like on your FBA inventory, if you're going to add a note in here, this is just internal. It's not anything that goes to Amazon. So it's just in our application, and then the note, once you enter it, would show up for that item. If you had that display like the standard view, you could you can create a custom view, I guess, to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have active note as part of that custom view, and then that would display your latest note. And so now you can edit that. So if you want to just have one note that's always going to display, you can just keep editing that. But yeah, that's just internal, unless you list it with a condition note.
Yeah, it doesn't get sent to Seller Central. That's all just for
Yeah.
you, luckily. A lot of people get concerned about what information gets sent to Amazon and what doesn't. So I totally understand the hesitation there.
Yeah, for sure.
But they don't see a lot of it.
All right. Moneyman has a question. How about a report that shows the cost of books destroyed or sent back? This would help during tax season, assuming they were listed through Inventory Lab.
Yeah, so when you do a removal or a disposal, you put in that order through Amazon, and those orders will show up here. And once they show as completed with a little green check mark, let me see if I can show some in this test account. Okay, so here we go. So this removal order, you can see the order ID here was just one item. Check mark means it's completed. And once it's completed, then it would show up on the disposition management page, and you can, search for all items and it'll show here, and it'll keep track of the buy cost for you. So if it was disposed of and you're using the Amazon disposition, it would show up here and it would say along type, it would say it's a disposal. And then we'll keep track of that buy cost automatically. So anything that's unsellable, such as a disposal would be unsellable, we would keep track of the buy cost and add that into your cost of goods sold figure on the profit and loss. If it's sellable, we're not going to do that because you'll account for the buy cost, when you sell it again. But then you can export this too, and you can do it for a certain date range. You can just click on advanced search, click on there and change it to from, and then you can just put in your start and finish date, and then search, and then just export that information for your tax purposes. And again, that's only for items that are listed through Amazon. If it's something from another marketplace, you'd have to put that in under other expenses, your accounting other expenses page.
Yeah, so that's how your removals are, or the destroyed, removals are accounted for. That's luckily, it's all synced. It's nice.
Yeah, all in one.
Mm-hmm. And you can make your own decisions too. If you want to, Amazon says it's unsellable, you can mark it as sellable, and you can sell it, on a different marketplace if you want. So.
Yeah, very easy to change.
Mm-hmm.
Just a matter of a toggle here.
Yep.
Toggle.
It's pretty nice.
I saw one on there. I don't know who it was from, but it was mentioning the velocity report, and I think it was about how to set it up to track. They may have gotten here.
Let me find it.
But if you need to track an item on inventory, the standard view is what the default is, and that's what's going to be there. But you can go to the little icon here, opens up the menu. If you already have a custom view, it's going to say Manage Custom View. If you don't have any, it's going to say Add. You just click there, and then you can create a view. We've already created one for velocity, but you could add a new one, put in a name, and then just make sure you're looking at lead time, and you select lead time to track, and then you save it. And once you do, go back up here, pick that velocity report, and then you can add the lead time in this column. Once you've added the lead time, then like I put in, maybe I need 5 days. Once I've added it, then within 24 hours, it'll show up on the velocity report, and we'll start tracking it. We have to wait for some data to come through, but that's how you add an item in. And the article in the Help Center, you can search for velocity report, and it will walk you through those steps. All right.
Okay. All right.
It's almost time.
I know. We're trying to get to.
Let's get some of
most of
these
the
questions though. Yeah.
Yeah. Lawlon C wants to know, when you input your suppliers in IL and the COG per unit under FBA merchant sales or inventory, do you need to add your cost of goods in another area of IL to properly log your expenses?
Let's see, under the sales.
Yeah, because you wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't update this information under your sales, only because if this item is still active in your inventory, that accounting information is going to get overwritten by whatever is in the replenishment line. And this is because that's how standard accounting is done. It's FIFO order. If anyone's ever worked in a grocery store or something with expiring products, you'll know FIFO stands for first in, first out. So in order to get the correct buy cost, this is how you'll want to do it. You'll want to update it directly on the inventory page, not on the sales page. The only time you will want to update this information on the sales page is when it is no longer active in your inventory. And that's pretty much it. But always update it on the inventory pages.
Yeah, then we'll take care of it. We'll pull that cost into your sales, then that in turn goes to your cost of goods sold. So it's all taken care of for you. You only have to enter it in one spot. And if you're listing items, as you list, if you put that information in there, then we automatically create these for you, so you don't have to go in and do it. So that's the best way to do it. But yeah, like Andrea said, do it on your inventory page, not sales.
Always inventory page.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
If it's
Unless
active,
it's no longer in your inventory page,
Yeah.
do it on your sales. That's it. Yeah.
Wow, it's just about that time, isn't it?
It is.
This
Now,
is
if I
the
quick,
exciting
so
part.
yeah, for anyone whose question we didn't get to, we apologize. But obviously, you can contact us, reach out to support anytime with any of your questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're always more than happy to help.
Absolutely.
Any questions you have,
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's the part that y'all come for. So we know it.
Here it is.
All right,
Do we have drum rolls?
Oh yeah. Gosh,
Can't forget the
I'm
drum
off
roll.
my game today. All right, here we go.
All right, $50 Amazon.
No, say again. You were muted. Sorry.
$50 Amazon gift card. Let's hear that drum roll.
Walter
Julius. Congratulations. So you won the $50 Amazon gift card. To claim, just email us at support@inventorylab.com with your information, and we'll be sending that to you as soon as we get your email. So
fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah,
Congrats,
congratulations.
Walter. Okay, one more time. It's the best part of the day.
Yeah. Swag bag winner number 1. Drum roll, please.
Oh.
Oh, we're not doing drum rolls
We're all,
Oh, there
none
must
of
be
us
a
know what we're doing.
lag. Yeah,
We don't know what
we're
we're
not in sync. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Marianne Schneider,
Hey,
congratulations.
Yes.
Marianne. Okay, I'm going to wait for the request
Congratulations,
before I do it
Marianne.
again.
So again, email us at support@inventorylab.com. Give us your information, and we will ship you a swag bag to wherever you want us to. So
Woohoo.
give us that information. Support@inventorylab.com.
Yes.
And finally, we have one more.
One
Can I
more.
get one last drum roll? One more.
You can.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Swag bag winner number 2 is Tracy Lee Shelley.
Congratulations,
Way to go.
Tracy. Woohoo.
Yeah, congratulations. Yay. So email us, support@inventorylab.com, and you are going to get some really cool stuff. We have
Yes.
tumblers, we have flapjacks. I think flapjacks are the most popular thing that
I
people
like the
What do you think?
flapjacks. Yeah,
They're
Yeah,
very
those are
cool.
handy.
That keeps your boxes open, and you can just
I think
you
we
know,
have a
put your
video.
box contents. Oh,
Yeah,
I think we do. I
let's
think
play-
you're right.
What it's like to get an Inventorylab swag box.
Well, there you go.
Love that video.
Oh, this is still my
Yeah.
favorite piece of swag. Better than my Yeti.
Yay.
Gonna stick by it.
Yeah.
Gonna stick by it.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. Until
Yes, thanks
well,
everyone for joining us as always.
Yeah.
And,
Thanks, guys.
Quick shout out to Nate. He says that his son currently has Delta and
Oh,
is
Nate.
in the
Oh.
hospital. So best wishes to your son, Nate. Hope he gets better soon and is out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, Nate.
Yeah, sending
Sending
thoughts your
good
way.
thoughts your way. That's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time.
Until next time.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.